SMT Nation, we back. We're going to be talking about the Verizon Wireless Network and the impact that fixed wireless access growth is going to have on available capacity. Sue Merrick, fiercewireless.com. I'll link the article in the description for you guys to check out later if you like. All right, now, Verizon is doing, it's basically putting all of its eggs into a single basket. Their mobile network is going to carry the mail for their mobile customers as well as for their 5G home internet customers. In order to do that, you have to create tons of capacity on that singular wireless network. Even though it's going to be serving a dual purpose, both mobility and fixed wireless, you're going to have to create a ton of capacity under those constraints. So within the article, it cites, with more than 1 million fixed wireless customers on its network as of the end of Q3 this year, Verizon said it's well on its goal to obtaining 4 to 5 million fixed wireless access customers by the end of 2025. Hans Vestberg, the CEO, told investors at the UBS Global TMT Investor Conference he expects to have no capacity problems on its network and could even have more than 5 million fixed wireless customers if it wants to. Vestberg said that the company is only using about 60 megahertz of its C-band spectrum currently, but has closer to 160 megahertz of spectrum available, so it has the extra capacity if needed. Those are facts. Okay, Verizon does have more spectrum on deck. They are waiting for the repacking from satellite operations where they successfully bid on those spectrum licenses a couple of years ago. So when those channels do become fully available for all their spectrum, it will create a lot more capacity. So he is right about that. Vestberg noted that it will likely be another decade or so before the operator has to be concerned about capacity and said that Verizon could always split the cell. What this means is that they would be essentially creating or building more cell sites in those areas to serve the demand of their customer data usage, whether it's the mobility side and or the fixed wireless access side, in order to accommodate the growth in those business sectors. Fixed wireless access customers over millimeter wave typically see download speeds of 1 gigabit per second. We love the millimeter wave for fixed wireless access. We absolutely do. And then you have the C-band service, which gets you the 300 megabit per second download. And then you have the LTE service, which they permit 50 megabit per second download. All right, so you clearly do have limitations. They understand that they don't have infinite amounts of capacity. That's why you see the way that they've set up their tiers for each of their services. All right, now I want to speak specifically to this concept of the available speeds that Verizon offers and their customers that they want to obtain in this business segment. I want to start first with this part about the spectrum. It is true, Verizon does have more spectrum coming. They are 100% going to require more spectrum in the future because of those two things: a growing mobile demand. Now, contrary to popular belief, Verizon actually does have more users on its network than ever before. That actually continues to grow for them because they have their Verizon consumer base, they have their Verizon prepaid base, TracFone and all those customers, and then they also have their MVNO base, which is expanding, which includes a lot of growth. To be specific, Charter and Spectrum customers, which are wireless customers, use the Verizon network. And those customers are added at the tune of about 500,000 or 600,000 customers per quarter. So a lot of people think, oh, Verizon is losing customers on the postpaid side. The consumer business is failing. Well, not really. Those customers are still on Verizon when they switch to Spectrum and Charter, or we should say Spectrum and Comcast. All right. So like these concepts of, there's going to be nobody on the network. No, they're still growing. They still increase their consumer demand, right? So they are getting more spectrum. They're going to need to buy more in the future when those auctions become available. The 3.1 gigahertz, the 6 gigahertz, the 12 gigahertz. Those auctions will come down the line, right? So they will have to get more. They cannot They cannot stand pat. Look at what T-Mobile does. Every auction, they buy some. 20 megahertz here, 40 megahertz there. The white space licenses, shoring up their future capacity that they might need, because they too are running a mobile network that grows and a fixed wireless access consumer base that grows. So they cannot stand pat. Verizon will have to get involved with those auctions. Additionally, this concept of splitting the cell, this involves a lot of things here, folks. I'm not talking about macro cells. What's probably going to end up happening is some of the time they'll be able to split the cell with macros. But most of the time, this is going to consist of two things: millimeter wave nodes and CRAN. And by CRAN, we're talking about those small cells, the ones that go up on poles with the radios and the antennas and those little canister looking things. Verizon is going to have to find those locations where they have those fixed wireless access demands, and they're going to have to put in those small cells at those times. Now, he's saying here that we're about a decade or so before they need to be concerned with this. I disagree. Verizon needed those small cells 5 years ago when they started to build them in my market. So this is only going to accelerate that need. They're going to have to upgrade the current infrastructure of small cells, get those modernized, get those with N77 C-band, some of them also getting millimeter wave. But they're also going to just generally have to add CRAN on demand. You get 10, 15, 20 new customers on the fixed wireless product, especially if you go business grade, and you're going to have to guarantee service. You're going to have to do this. They're not 10 years away from this, folks. This is a bit disingenuous. Okay, yeah, they do have some more C-band coming. But no, they can't stand pat. They are going to need more spectrum. And no, they cannot say that they're going to split the cell in 10 years. No way, no how. They have a growing mobile demand. They have a growing fixed wireless access service. No way, 10 years away. Not happening. That's my take. What do you guys think? Do you think that he's right about being 10 years out from splitting cells and all of that? I don't think it's that far away. I think we're a couple years away. Right? I think this should be an ongoing process that continuously gets addressed by the engineering team. You don't want to see your mobile customers seeing a degraded or having a degraded network experience just because of fixed wireless access. You can't chance that. I get it. Fixed wireless could be huge for you. The ARPU is phenomenal. It deepens the customer relationship, but you cannot sacrifice what makes Verizon great, which is the network. And I trust that they will actually do this. I think this is just some lip service to investors that we've got everything under the control. The network's perfectly fine. It's great as it is. We don't need to spend a lot of money. But that's just not the case. Verizon has never been bashful to spend money. They've never been bashful to invest in the network in the places where the ROI is very strong. All right. I just think there's a little bit of lip service to investors. What do you guys think? What do you think is the truth? Give me your truth. You are the voice of the people of the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Like, share, subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload. Links in the description for my YouTube membership link. You guys can support us there as well as on Patreon. And I'll leave you with some words of positivity here as we head out. Every new day is a new opportunity to be great. Go out there and be great. And we out this peace. Say peace. Say peace. You gonna say peace or no, Yasmin?
I haven't been on here for long.
Say peace.
Bye.